Safety data sheets provide comprehensive information of a substance mixture for use in workplace or product related. The information provided enables the employer to develop worker protection measures specific to the workplace, to consider measures to protect the environment. SDS should be provided for all substances mixtures meeting GHS harmonized criteria for physical health and environmental hazards. Mixtures containing substances meeting criteria for carcinogenicity, toxicity for reproduction, or specific target toxicity in concentration exceeding cutoff values. Other substances mixtures not meeting the criteria for classification as hazardous but containing hazardous substances in certain concentrations if required by the competent authority. Information should be presented as follows. 1. Identification. 2. Hazards identification. 3. Composition information on ingredients. 4. First aid measures. 5. Firefighting measures. 6. Accidental release measures. 7. Handling and storage. 8. Exposure controls, personal protection. 9. Physical and chemical properties, stability and reactivity. 11. Toxicological information. 12. Ecological information. 13. Disposal considerations. 14. Transport information. 15. Regulatory information. 16. Other information. Safety data sheet sections 1 and 2. Section 1. Identification. Identification of the substance or mixture. GHS identifier. Other unique identifiers. Suppliers details. Name, full address and phone numbers. Recommended use of the chemical and restrictions on use and emergency phone number. Section 2. Hazard identification. Classification of the substance or mixture. GHS labels including precautionary statements. Other hazards which do not result in classification. Safety data sheet section 3. Section 3. Composition information on ingredients, substances, chemical identity, common name, synonyms of the substance, CAS number and other unique identifiers, impurities and stabilizing additives, mixtures for all hazardous ingredients, chemical identity, identification number, concentration range. Section 4 and 5. Section 4. First aid measures. Description. Most important symptoms, effects, acute and delayed. If needed, indication of immediate medical attention, special treatment. Section 5. Firefighting measures. Suitable extinguishing media. Specific hazards arising from the chemical. Special protective equipments and precautions for firefighters. Sections 6, 7 and 8. Section 6. Accidental release measures. Personal precautions, protective equipment and emergency procedures. Environmental precautions, methods and materials for containment and cleaning up. Section 7. Handling and storage. Precautions for safe handling. Conditions for safe storage including incompatibilities. Section 8. Exposure controls, personal protection. Control parameters, appropriate engineering controls, individual protection measures including personal protective equipment. Section 9. Physical and chemical properties. Color, odor, melting point, freezing point, boiling point or initial boiling point and boiling range, flammability, lower and upper explosion limit, flammability limit, flash point, auto ignition temperature, decomposition temperature, pH, kinematic viscosity, solubility, partition coefficient, vapor pressure, density and or relative vapor density, particle characteristics. Section 10. Section 10, stability and reactivity. Reactivity, chemical stability, possibility of hazardous reactions, conditions to avoid, incompatible materials, hazard decomposition products. Section 11. Section 11, toxicological information. Provide data for all the health hazards covered by the GHS. If data for any of those hazards is not available, they should be listed on the SDS with a statement that data is not available. Information on the likely routes of exposure. Symptoms related to the physical, chemical and toxicological characteristics. Delayed and immediate effects and chronic effects from short or long-term exposure. Numerical measures of toxicity such as ATE. Interactive effects, where specific chemical data are not available. Mixtures, mixture versus ingredient information, other relevant information. Sections 12 and 13. Section 12, ecological information, toxicity, persistence and biodegradability, bioaccumulative potential, mobility in soil, other adverse effects. Section 13, disposal considerations, disposal methods. Section 14. Section 14, transport information, UN number, UN proper shipping name, transport hazard classes, packing group if applicable, environmental hazards, special precautions for user, transport in bulk according to IMO instruments. Sections 15 and 16. Section 15, regulatory information. Regulatory information not provided elsewhere in the SDS. Safety, health and environmental regulations specific for the chemical in question. Section 16, other information. Date of preparation of the latest version of the SDS. Clear indication of the changes made to the previous revision. Key legend to abbreviations and acronyms used in the SDS. Key literature references and sources for data used to compile the SDS. GHS pictograms will be covered in the upcoming video. Do watch. Stay safe. Thank you.